Welcome back for another video. My name is Josh Kessick, and today is my Kiki delivery service review. Before kind of going into the plot, I want to show this. So this is my dad's copy of, this is a Studio Ghibli collection of 25 films. I think, not only Studio Ghibli, but I think it's actually specifically Miyazaki films. But we kind of watched this. The first disc has Tales from the Earth, Laputa Castle in the Sky, and now the Laputa Castle in the Sky I've seen several times. Out of these, I've never before we watched Tales from the Earth, I've never actually seen that movie, and I've never actually seen Kiki's Delivery Service either. So, two new films that I haven't seen from Studio Ghibli, and one I've seen a lot of, specifically because my dad owned that one beforehand. So I've pretty much seen that like a lot. But we kind of went out of order, actually went backwards. So instead of starting with Tales from the Earth, we started with Kiki Delivery Service and then went from Laputa then to Tales of the Earth. So the first movie I'm going to review I'm going to review them in that order. Kiki's Delivery Service, okay? And we also seen all the movies on the second disc, but the second disc, the third movie on the second disc, it's a really weird movie. I'm not going to really review that one. It's called My Neighbors That of the Yamadas. Yeah, My Neighbor of the Yamadas. If you want to know a little bit about the film, go look it up on the internet. It's a weird film. I'm not going to review it. It's just I don't know. But that's besides the point. So first up, we're going to go with Kiki's Delivery Service, followed by Laputa, then Tales from the Earth, then Princess Mononoke, and then Porco Rosso. If I were you, I'm going to make a playlist. I'm going to put these movies there. I'm also going to put them in the anime review, but I'm going to have them connected in order, and I would start with my first review with this video. So yeah, I would go in that order. Yes. Okay. Other than that, we'll see where we go there. Unfortunately, Spirit Away is not till disc 4, and I've seen that like so many times. I'm even more than Laputa Castle in the Sky. I've seen that like a lot. But I kind of like to go in the order of this, but we'll see where that goes. Okay. So let's kind of get into the plot. Okay. So it starts off with kind of in this town, in this house, we get to see the girl Kiki with her cat, and she lives with her father and sorry about that, I kind of cut off. Where was I? I was trying to get into the plot. Okay, so kind of where the movie begins is with Kiki at her house living with her parents, and her mother is a witch, and we get a little backstory that as witches, when they turn 13, they leave their homes to go on a training journey. And Kiki's mother is no different. She's the witch, but technically after the training, you kind of go back to your home. I don't think her mother did based on the plot here. I think she came here, trained, then met Kiki's father, got married, and then have Kiki. Now, Kiki's now 13. And she decides to go on her journey. She takes her mother's broom and she leaves with her familiar, a cat named Jiji, who could talk to her. And they go off on their journey, and that's pretty much the beginning of the film. So she keeps traveling. She kind of eventually meets this kind of stuck-up witch, kind of flying around, and after that, she goes on a train. She kind of just lands on a train and just decided to see where the train takes her. Then the train takes her. She wakes up in the morning, and the train hasn't stopped yet, and she sees this town in the far distance. So she takes her broom and her cat, Jiji, and they go fly to this town. Well, this town turns out to be Koriko. Now she's just flying around, not really understanding that she's in a new place and they have new rules and stuff like that. And she kind of flies really low, and it causes a huge car accident. And these police obviously confront her and says, there are rules, Missy. I don't care who you think you are, if you're a witch or not. We have rules, and we're going to give you a ticket for this. But then a boy, or we don't know it's a boy yet, or anyone, screams out that someone did something wrong or whatever, and the police goes after that. And then Kiki was able to escape, and then the boy shows up on his bike, and this is revealed to be Tombo, and Tombo lied so he could save Kiki, and he has this fascination of Kiki because he likes flying, and so as we kind of learn throughout this film, but she has nothing really want to do with that, and so she goes flying around, and eventually she kind of stops at this bread shop owned by a woman who's pregnant named Osono, and her husband was it what was it? Come on, I'm blanking. It was Fuko, I think. Was it Fuko? I think it is. And then Osano and Fuko. And it's a bread they own at this bakery shop, and but this woman kind of left with her baby, but she accidentally left her baby's what do you call those things? I forgot what they're called off the top of my head. But the stuff that they kind of suck on their mouth. Binky, is that what they're called? I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. It's not important to the plot. So she gets the binky and flies and gives the binky to the baby, and the mother is happy about it. This gives her idea to do a creative business because her mother didn't train her enough. And so she only really knows how to fly. That's really the only magic she knows. And so she creates this delivery service, hence why the movie is called Kiki's Delivery Service. And so she basically that's what her thing is. She opens Osana allows her to open her delivery service within the shop. And she goes and delivers services. First, kind of starting with the bread. She kind of delivers bread for Osano. That's one of the things she did. But she gets a really big delivery that this woman stops by and asks if Kiki can deliver this gift with a stuffed cat in it. And so she gets that, she accepts the mission, and she flies off. But then she flies into very bad wind, and she accidentally drops the cat. She couldn't really find it in the woods, so she decided to tell Jiji to pretend to be a stuffed animal and delivered that as the stuffed animal while she goes and gets the animal. Gets the stuffed animal. She goes back to the forest, and there's a lot of birds and stuff. I forgot. Because of when she fell into the forest. And that's when she gets attacked by birds and stuff because she kind of fell on the nest of one of the birds who is a mother, and there was eggs in the nest, and they kind of get attacked, and so she had to leave because she didn't really have time to search for her while this happens. But she goes back. She finds these birds are resting on this house there, where she meets a painter in Ursula, who has the cat now. And after that, she was able to get the cat, go back, and the dog actually helped Kiki switch the cats because he knew that is a real cat and not a fake one. And then goes back to her and then so she goes on to other missions, and or other deliveries, not missions. I don't know why I said that. But let's see what happens. So one of her deliveries is that she has to help out these two ladies, elderly ladies, who are trying to make a cake for. One of the ladies is trying to make a cake for her granddaughter. The other lady, I don't know, maybe just a friend that lives there. I'm not really sure what her deal is, but I maybe like an older servant. I don't know. I can't remember. It's really weird there, but so she goes and tries to live. But before that, she also gets invited to go to a party by Tombo. But there's kind of little problems with Tombo and her going on, especially with Tombo's friends who kind of make fun of her, and this is kind of the problem. But she delivers the cake in the storm, and the she it was kind of getting really late, and she couldn't get the cake in time, and oh, actually, I think she got there to help the women's the two ladies with something else, but then went to help her with the baking the cake, and then decided to deliver the cake. But that's kind of what happens. So she delivers the cake to the granddaughter, but the granddaughter wasn't really happy about the cake. But whatever, Kiki kind of goes back, but she misses the party and she actually got sick because of the rain and the storm. But she wakes, and Osono gives her a mission to actually meet. She didn't know, but a mission to give a gift, a bread, to Tombo. She meets Tombo, and then Tombo kind of shows his flying bike machine, and they kind of go on a journey together, and or like kind of not journey, but like a ride. But then eventually they kind of fell off a cliff, and the thing got destroyed, unfortunately. But this is when Tombo and Kiki finally kind of started to be on friends and on a good level of connection. But then Tombo's friends show up and they made fun of Kiki, and so Kiki leaves. And then she goes on another delivery where she gets a bad reaction. And this reaction causes her to be depressed and everything. She loses the ability to fly. She can't talk to her cat. And at this moment, near the shop, there was this rich woman with a cat that kind of Jiji kind of starts, kind of falls in love with, and starts talking to it and stuff like that. So that's kind of what's. So she lost the ability to talk to Jiji, who was able to talk this entire time. And then after that, she's really depressed, but Ursula kind of showed up to kind of tell her that you have this version of artist block or writer block, all that type of stuff. And they said that she just needs to find something else. So she goes walking and trying to figure out what's going on, what she should do, when basically Tombo, they're on the news. She visits the two ladies again, and those two ladies on TV, it's real that there's something bad going on with a blimp, and this blimp is actually going to crash, and Tombo is on it. Because I think from an earlier scene, which I forgot to mention, it was revealed that Tombo was on on there as like some type of promotion or whatever. He won something. I can't remember exactly what per se. But yeah, he's kind of really he's kind of hanging. The thing is kind of flipping. It's going to crash, and he's kind of hanging on this rope connected to it because he's falling out. And this gives Kiki more motivation, so she gets some random broom, because when she lost her ability to fly, I forgot, she tried to fly again with the broom, trying to get it to fly, and it wasn't working, to the point where she actually crashed it and the broom break. So she didn't have her broom, and so she kind of just took a broom, and it wasn't really good broom. It's not meant to fly, so she has a hard time controlling it. But she's actually able to rescue Tombo. But there was no saving the kind of blimp. It kind of crashed. But she was actually able to save it. And at the end, kind of end of the movie, she's back to doing her delivery shop. She's really good friends with Tombo. She's doing her delivery service, and that's pretty much where it ends. And we also get kind of a ending for Osono and Fuko. She actually she also does a delivery, but not for Kiki, as in she doesn't join the Kiki delivery service. I mean, she has her baby. And that's kind of, and then the last bit after having the baby, she's back to being skinny and all that, like really skinny. Like there's a drastic difference for when she was pregnant to when she's skinny, because we kind of show that, and that's pretty much that's the end of the movie, guys. So essentially, what is the point of this movie? It's basically showing that you're going to make mistakes in life, and we're always going to hit a bad place, but we can always we can always come back. That's kind of the point of the story. So I really like the moral of that story. I think it's really well done. Miyazaki, as always, does a great job with these movies, and he did a really good job with this movie. I really did enjoy the story. I wish we could get more of a story, but he never makes sequels, so that's really unfortunate. But I did enjoy the story. I enjoyed all the characters, and I think that the writing was really good. The characters were good. The animation I think was really well done. Even though it is an older film, it's really well done. And but that's kind of my overall thoughts, guys. I hope you. I definitely do recommend this movie. I give it like a 10 out of 10. It's really that good. And so I definitely do recommend this movie, guys. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you're new, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified from next upload. My YouTube channel, website link, my Twitter, my Snapchat, and Instagram are all in the description as always. And thank you. Goodbye.